Hello, everybody. Welcome back to an SS 4.0 tutorial. My name is Danny. And today we are going to guide you through the live demo. This is the first live demo in this series. Hope you all really enjoy it and also give us some feedback and comments on those kind of demos so we can improve the demonstration. Before we start, we just want to add something so we can easily go through the whole lesson. So for if everybody just look at an SS deployment, so there are a lot of steps in it. So we just in this lesson we just cover step 6, step 6 and step 7. So I think how to install the manager and how to import OVA sort of things, stuff like that is pretty easy for you. So I think and number 1 to number 4 will be skipped. So plan on designing the whole topology, network topology, and make arrangement, and also make IP, make a list of all of the IP you're going to use or subnets you're going to occupy. That's a pretty important content for NSS designing. So I'm gonna talk about that in the few lessons. And let's get started. So here I just already pulled out two windows. One is NSS and one is vSphere vCenter, and I already logged in. So if you are first time to see the NSS user interface, or just a very beginner of that, just I'll show you something, or just keep in mind that if you have a chance or opportunity to check a NSS for a vCenter system, especially for the production system, you have to check everything before you configure something. So that would be pretty neat for you to know everything before doing something. So let me just quickly go through the whole environment. We have a data center here. We have a vSphere data center, and that has 2 clusters, a compute cluster, and also including 2 ESS hosts. Also have some of the testing virtual machine on these 2 ESS hosts. We also have a management cluster, including 2 ESSi 03, ESSi 04. I also have some of the machines, virtual machines on them. And just click on ESSL, compute ESSL host, and configure. I try to show you the network connection. So here we have a distributed switch named BDS-SA data center. So we have page group. PG means page group, SA management, and PG SA production, PG vMotion. So we also have another switch, virtual switch, which is VSS, virtual standard switch. The BS is pretty initial standard switch is a virtual switch 0. Expand it. That you can see that for virtual switch 0, when there's no any physical adapter attached to it, and also there's no any VM kernel and also virtual machine connect to it. So just skip this switch. Only look at the upper one. So here in this, for this distributed switch, here we have 6 uplink, and also we have 1, 2, 3 page groups, port groups. Sorry, port groups. Right, you can click on the port group to see the connection relationship. So that means this port group, traffic from this port group will go through this uplink, and traffic from this port group will go through the 5 and 3, uplink 5 and uplink 6. Same thing as for virtual machine, will go through, excuse me, go through the uplink 2. This is an SSE, and now we just show you those important terms. Click on system and fabric. From fabric, we have a node. So in today's session, we're going to prepare or to conduct host transport node preparation. So prepare host ESSI host transport node. So kind of like transform a ESSI host into the transport node from this form. Also have transport zone here. So here is there are 2 default transport zone. You can see this is overlay transport zone. This traffic type is overlay. Another one is VLAN type transport zone. By default, we can add zone. So create transport zones, and we can add zones. We can add for that. And so I don't want to waste you too much time. Just give you an example of this. Traffic type is overlay. If if you want to help this enterprise to leverage overlay or to leverage to overlay traffic, so you have to have select traffic type overlay. This is a named teaming policy. I remember I mentioned about that in the previous lesson. It's only for VLAN type transfer zone. So you can type in some of the policy name, then you define the name, define this policy name, then this name teaming policy, the teaming policy will apply to the specific TZ, sorry. So that's the connection in between. So here we just use overlay. So leave it leave it empty. It's okay. Let's add. We also add another one. Is yeah, connection VLAN TZ and VLAN TZ. Okay, add. It's done. And create IP pools. Create IP pool for the creation of TEP, right? So every ESSI host or every TN has to have at least one TEP IP. So here we just show you how to define the IP address pool. IP address pool, networking, IP management, and IP address pool. And add IP address pool. Just like this, add IP address pool. IP just IP or TEP pool. And set IP range. Enter your IP range. You can type in your IP range or as an example below, and also give them a CIDR. CIDR 172 20 11 0/24, and also give them a gateway. And for example, here is gateway is .10. Others just leave empty. And now apply, save, done. For creation of TP pool. And another task 4 is prepare the ESSI host. So that's it. Critical step. Before that, I want to show you some other important so uplink profile. So I remember I talked about uplink. I also talked about uplink profile. So here there are some default uplink profile you can use. So uplink profiles are commonly used for the host switch or also the edge. So they're kind of like separate into two groups. One is a host switch. Let me just host the switch. This is for compute transport node switches. These three is for edge node. So you can add your own uplink profile, for example, uplink profile, for example, uplink profile 1, uplink profile 1. So you don't need to add any labs. So here, teaming, you can change your teaming here, teaming policy. The default teaming, you can change it to, for example, for failover is failover. Failover, you can change to load balancer source. Sorry about that, just a bit of noise. You can also here you can choose load balance source and the load balance source MAC. And active uplink, you can type in, for example, type in capitalize U uplink /1, comma, and uplink 2 -2. If you have a 2 uplink, you can type in, for example, uplink 3-3, uplink -4 if you have more. And that's the load balance source. If you want to, if you want to change to failover order, you can add like this, name 3. So that means that for failover order algorithm, you have 2 active uplink and 1 standby uplinks. If these 2 all failed, so the standby uplink failed over. So the traffic will switch to the standby uplinks. That's the failover. If you choose a load balancer source, you don't need to care about any standby uplinks. You just type in all the linking in the on the active uplinks column. To transport VLAN is very important because every enterprise has its own specific transport VLAN ID. For example, a 110 until just leave it empty. Leave it empty means default is 1700. I remember for NSS 3.0, default is 1600. If you if you leave it empty, but for 4.0, all the default value will be 1700 MTU. So just no worry about anything about it. Just leave it as it is. And add it. Remember, uplink profile just a place where you can define your load balancing algorithm for specific virtual switch, where you can define another one. And then you can also define lag. Remember the picture or diagram I shown before. So you can have your physical NIC, you can have your own lags, pretend to be physical port, but it's lag instead. Okay, I think you got what I mean. Just you feel free to use the default uplink because they're good to use. And also back to our another thing. So system node transport node. So I think in the process of installation or initial configuration of NSS, there are two important steps for the whole process or during the whole process. One is host transport node preparation. One is add transport node preparation. Today I'll just talk about host transport node preparation. That means we need to transform ESSI 01, ESSI 02 to a legitimate NSS transport node. So here we just manage standalone. Oh, sorry, but just here I just show you that this is a very interesting point. So if you at the beginning you don't have vCenter and NSS don't have any connection in between, so we have to this is the first step. We have to add compute manager to form a communication channel to vCenter. So name is the vCenter, and also we have our vCenter. We have our vCenter name. Oh God, this. Right here. So name. Okay, just type in our listeners' credential, and now we have a connection with vCenter and ID, FQDN or IP address, and now it's register, registration status, register, and connection is up. So now we just connect NSS with to vCenter. So NSS can read some data, information from the vCenter. That means that back to our transport node, host transport node, and managed by what? By vCenter. When we click on the manage by vCenter, here we just the whole data center structure are shown here. For example, there are two ESS hosts on the management cluster and also compute. So we try to transfer this or just prepare this tool to a transport node. So we just select this one, cluster, and configure and access. Prepare, configure and access. Okay, configure and access. Configure and access that a pops up. The panel pops up. It means we need to can we use a transport node profile? So yes, we now this time we use a transport node profile. Create a new transport node profile. What is a transport node profile? Just show you a transport node profile. I didn't mention that before. Transport node profile is, we put everything, for example, TZ, member host, some of the information, uplink profile, IP assignment, those kind of things, a mapping of the physical NIC into the profiles, into the transport node profile, then we can apply this profile to the nodes, transport nodes, or to the ESXi host, or to a vCenter cluster. Let me show you that. It's a pretty easy concept for that. So here we just new transport node profile. Transport node profile. Now, then we just can name a vCenter and try to, this is the DVS we created on vCenter, DVS SA data center, and also transport zone. If we want to use our own build one production overlay TZ, you can select or add more than one TZ, because a virtual switch can be mapped to many TZ. Uplink profile, you can use your own profile or just a default profile. We can use default profile. Default host switch, load balance. If you are creating the T transport node profile, you use host switch profile. If you are preparing edge node, you use edge blah blah blah, edge blah 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 profile. So there are two types of not two types, just the two parts you can select. And IP assignment, you can use your own IP pool, EP IP pool, and here it's uplink 1, uplink 2, uplink 3, uplink 4. That means you have to give it a specific connection or mapping between the physical uplink and or VDS uplink and uplink the NSS uplink. Here you can. This uplink 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is coming from where? Come from right here, this name, uplink space 1, uplink space 2, uplink space 4, space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The names are derived from this DVS definition. So you just, but uplink -1, the name is derived from your uplink profile. So this is a little bit tricky or very tiny little things you might encountering or just in the exam. For example, uplink 1, you have to make it clear, or just uplink 2, uplink 3, sort of things like that. Speed teaming uplink, select uplink 5, uplink 5, uplink 5, uplink 6. Or just delete it. Okay. If you don't give 3 and 4, that means they just skip 3 or 4. So uplink 3 or 4 are not used in the future, only use 1 and 2. And mode is, you can select standard or enhanced data. Enhanced data path is only for NFV, right? For performance uses. So just leave it that it is, and click OK, and apply. So that means apply this profile you just created onto this cluster. That means from now, you're just applying. What did it apply? Apply is install some of the kernel, an SS kernel, an SS driver onto the ESSi hypervisor. About 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, depends on the machines, how fast the machine is or how many machines you have. You can see this is a success. And the NSS version is 4.0.1.1 and blah, 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 blah. The TCP IP, you can see that? Those IP are from your IP pool, and this one. Okay. Don't worry about this unknown blah, 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 because there's no traffic yet. Now it's time to create some the segment for your virtual machine to use. So click on networking and segments, add segment 1, connection gateway, just leave it to none. Transfer zone, we can overlay. We use this default or not production. We use our own production overlay. Yeah, that's it. Let me check this segment. Let me check the guide. Also make sure we just have the same configuration. Sometimes we just type in this Maybe just leave it empty. This IP means the gateway. It is a gateway IP address. Gateway, for example, this gateway CIDR IPv4. Sorry, that means in case in the future we try to attach this segment 1 to a T1 router, we can use this 10.1 as this segment's default gateway on T1 router or T0 routers. It's the same thing. So just leave other things empty, just save. And we want to continue configure node. You can add another one. T2 select transport, also select transporter overlay, and another one is 20. Okay. Save. No. Yeah, just give you 2 examples. How to create a segment. Segment seems like just a subnet for you to put your VM into. And then we just put our VM onto the segment, back to our vCenter. All right. Let's try to grab one virtual machine and just right click and edit setting. Previously, this machine's network adapter is PGSA management. Now I just change to segment 1. So just notice that if you the segment or for group you created on NSS, that there's a label small n, the upper lower corner. So you can use a small n means that this segment is derived from NSS, not instead of vCenter. So you can same thing happen for segment 2. So you just select segment 1, okay. Click OK. Okay. And we try to find another one. Web 01, 02, 01. Edit. Page 2. Segment 1. Okay. We'll just power on. We'll verify the whole connection. Before that, we can use NSS network topology network topology, networking network topology to see the the whole picture. Because we don't have any T1, T0, or any router, logical router, so here we only create segment 1 and segment 2. Under segment 1, we have 2 VM attached to it. We click on it. Here's shown about web 1 or web 2. So just you can check this IP plus and 11. So we just try to do anything else on this subnet and 1, 2. Yeah. So it's working. That means we have 1, we have 2. They can communicate each other with each other. So everything is okay for the whole switching data structure. So that's a pretty initial lab for the whole NSS. Just give you a little bit of touch on how to create, how to prepare your host, ESS host, and give you a real user menu and user interface for you to understand some of the terms, IP pool and TZ sort of things, and also how to create a segment. So that's it for today's lesson, and hope you like it. And also just leave some comments and questions. I'll answer them. Thank you. Have a nice day.